Hello and welcome. It is time once again to treat you to yet another interesting package of the weekly news program, The World This Week. In this edition of the news program, we shall serve you news across the nation in the first segment, while in the second segment, major news that made the headlines on the foreign scene, sports roundup, as well as Saturday special will make up the package. This week's highlight is the launching of a joint internal security outfit, Operation Mesa, by Governor Abeokuta to strengthening security apparatus in Ogun State. On Saturday special, the World This Week crew takes a look at the content of the Ogun State new chieftaincy law and seeks the opinions of stakeholders. This is a lineup on the program. I am Bukola Agbakizu. Mistakes are facts of life. Mistakes are a fact of life. It is the response to the error that counts. Now the details. Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta has launched Operation Mesa, a joint internal security outfit to complement and strengthen security apparatus in the state. Governor Abeokuta said the initiative is a further confirmation that security of lives and property will not be taken for granted for the socio-economic development of the state. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganion reports.
Operation Mesa, or OP Mesa, is a joint internal security operational platform made up of the Army, Navy, DSS, Police, NNCDC, SOSAFE Corps, and Amotekun, among other security agencies, basically to operate in synergy in fighting crime to the barest minimum in the states.
I hereby today, the 21st day of January 2022,
the launching of the security outfit by Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta is another bold step in line with the vision of Ishaya mantra of the current administration to further strengthen the state security apparatus and tackle criminality across the length and breadth of the Gateway State. Governor Abeokuta said OP Mesa is solely established to fight criminals, vowing that his administration will make the state unhabitable for all criminals.
this was a quick response mechanism, particularly to the troubled areas of the farmer-herders clash in the Yewa axis of the state. The inauguration of the OP Mesa today is a further confirmation that we are taking the security of lives and property, we are not taking it for granted in our dear state. OP Mesa will therefore complement the existing security outfit that we already launched, such as the Amotekun and the JSIS, to further guarantee that Ogun State remains the most peaceful state.
The governor also called for collaboration among all stakeholders so as not to allow criminals threaten the commonwealth of the state.
Today, we are the industrial capital of this nation. We are the education capital of this country. We are also the religious capital of this nation. We will not allow hoodlums to threaten or sabotage these our first positions. I want to affirm that OP Mesa is solely established to fight criminals. And I have no doubt that every member of this outfit would be picked to ensure that they have the right discipline, that they are committed, and they are dedicated. They will be effective in tracking criminals and all other such related issues.
The General Officer commanding 81 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Lawrence Fejoku, commended the state government for this intervention, adding that all efforts will be geared to support the initiative.
Be rest assured that the peace you enjoy in Ogun State is going to continue because it's further reinforced with the launch of this Mesa and the equipment that are made available for the men. We'll continue to give our support. I'm just a phone call away, like I told His Excellency from the one, and that's how it has been. Ogun State is safe, will be safe, and must continue to be safe.
While launching the security outfit with 15 pickup trucks, communication gadgets, and 2 armored personnel carrier, the governor also promised that every quarter, security equipment will be donated to make the OP Mesa more effective and efficient in their service delivery. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
Still on security, Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta has promised to set up a commission that will fight financial crimes in the state. The governor said the commission will collaborate with the Federal Commission so that the first position of the state in terms of security will not be jeopardized.
The other day, I was in a meeting in Abuja, and in attendance was the chairman of the EFCC. And sadly, he said to me, Ogun State tops the list on the Yahoo boys. Sadly. When he responded to him, I said, I'm not surprised, because Ogun State is the education capital of this country. And you will find such Yahoo boys around educational institutions. And he agreed with me. He went ahead and said to me that the other day, the Yahoo boys had an award ceremony in Abeokuta. An award ceremony where they were awarding prizes to the best hacker, the best fraudster. Of course, there was a sting operation that targeted the award ceremony, and some of them were arrested. We have decided that we will set up our own state commission that will be targeted towards eliminating these sort of crimes, these financial crimes. Our state commission will collaborate with the federal commission so that we do not occupy that first place in this area. We like to occupy the first in many areas, but not in fraud and Yahoo.
He also assured the people of the state that more programs and policies will be initiated to make life more meaningful to all and sundry, adding that any act of crime and criminality will be flushed out from the state. Away from that now, Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta has re-emphasized that the recent chieftaincy bill signed into law was to allow family of deceased monarch plan the burial activities in accordance with modern trends. Governor Abeokuta stated this during a celebration in honor of Olowu of Uwu Oba Adegboyega Dosunmu, who joined his ancestors at the ripe age of 89. Governor's office correspondent Yusuf Ganiyu reports.
The late Olowu of Uwu Kingdom, Abeokuta Oba Adegboyega Dosunmu, who reigned for 16 years, died early this year to join his ancestors. Ogun State Governor Prince Abeokuta also joined all eminent sons and daughters of the Asian community as they all gathered to celebrate a life that was well spent and worthy of emulation.
You know, Ogun State is a state that's blessed with traditional rulers that are men of repute. And the Olowu of Uwu Kingdom was just that. Was a true blue blood, born into the Amororo one family. From the accounts of him that I read, Kabiyesi Olowu Oba Dr. Olusoya Adegboyega Dosunmu, CON, was a very driven, deliberate, and determined man from his early childhood.
The governor said the monarch lived a successful and fruitful life.
I had the opportunity to sign a bill that henceforth gives the families of our Kabiyesis the right to intern and bury their fathers as they wish. Of course, this is not in disrespecting our traditional customs and rights. But it is important that we begin to move, in line with modern times.
The former president of Nigeria, who is also the Balogun of Owo Kingdom, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, said Oba Adegboyega Dosum was very pragmatic and responsible, particularly to the development of the community.
And that is a challenge. How do you continue to build on the foundation that your father had strenuously built and laid, not only in Owu, not only in Abeokuta, not only in Ogun State, but throughout Nigeria.
Late Oba Adegboyega Dosum was the 13th Olowo of Owu, Abeokuta. Yusuf Ganiyu, Ogtv News.
The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has given a pass mark to the Baptist Boys High School Old Boys Association for complementing government's efforts towards improving the education sector in the state. The governor, who was represented by the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, gave the commendation during the association's Presidential Endowment Dinner in launching of 1 billion naira development fund. Adebola Oshomoji covered the event held at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta. A report.
To actualize its vision of providing more projects and programs focused on growth of students and improvement of the school's structuring ahead the centenary anniversary, the Baptist Boys High School Old Boys Association held Presidential Endowment Dinner and launching of the 1 billion naira development fund. The association is made of respectable Nigerians from different parts of the country. Among them are the former President of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, former Governor of Ogun State, Otumba Gbenga Daniel, as they took turn to give accounts of their experiences while in school and how to instill values in the lives of school children.
Every product of the nation must be of certain standard.
Each and every one of us that is present here, alumni, friends of alumni, should ensure that their names are written in gold.
Speaking at the event, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, who was represented by the Commissioner for Education, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, applauded the association for its unflinching support in taking education in the state to an enviable height.
I'm really pleased with Baptist Boys High School Old Student Association because of the type of support which, if we have all our old student associations doing the same in our schools, then definitely our schools in Ogun State will become reference point.
Also speaking, a special guest of honor, who is also the Chief Judge of Ogun State, Justice Mosumola Dikpeolu, encouraged alumni not to relent in setting the pace which they were known for. The national president of the association, Professor Kayode Oyeshiko, was optimistic that the school would continue to witness positive development, adding that there is room for continued engagement ahead the centenary celebration.
I want to put it on record that as I speak, over 85% of the building infrastructure services that dotted the school at Okeshaye have been the donation of the Old Boys Association.
Donations were received from school alumni as special guests present contributed to the proposed capital projects in the school, which was founded in 1923.
We believe in also giving back to the school. It's a joy to give, and we thank the Almighty God that will be there next year.
The Chairman, Board of Trustees, Oba Michael Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, the Alake and Paramount ruler of Egbaland, commended Old Boys for improving learning standards in the school. Awards were given to the outstanding members, organizations, and those who have contributed to the development of the school. Among them is the Ogun State Television as the best station in youth development programs. Adebola Oshomoji, Ogtv News.
The Ogun State government has called for the review of the terms and conditions for Umar in his office in Abeokuta. He stated that mandating participating states to provide a certain percentage of the counterpart fund as requirement for accessing loans or grants as a demonstration of the commitment was no longer realistic. He added that most states were contending with numerous financial challenges, suggesting that donor agencies should collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Finance to evaluate capacity of states seeking such loans or grants before approvals are granted. Okubadejo also enjoined development partners to de-emphasize the use of level and rate of disbursement instead of the impact rate of loans to partnering states as a yardstick for measuring their performance. Responding, the team leader, Ajia Umar, corroborated the commissioner, saying our agency was working on the mandate of the Federal Executive Council for a downward review of amounts allocated for consultancy services and focus on infrastructure and capacity building in order to ensure the sustainability of the program. Ogun State Civil Service Commission has released the list of over 600 successful officers who had obtained higher academic qualifications through their personal self-development efforts and had passed all the 3 stages of public service competitive selection process. A release signed by the chairman of the commission, Engineer Tokumbo Odebumi, said that the shortlisted candidates were those that applied for upgrade into different cadres in both the professional cadres and sub-professional cadres. Odebumi revealed that in recognition of the efforts of concerned officers towards their academic self-development, the governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, had earlier granted approval for the consequential salary increase that may arise as a result of the upgrading exercise. He confirmed that the process, which was the first in the Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration, was last done in the year 2018. According to him, the exercise was to gear up workers in the state to acquire more educational and professional qualifications as it would enable them progress in their chosen careers. He stated that the present administration is doing all it could to improve workers' productivity and eradicate stagnation in their careers. In a related development, the 2018 promotion letters have been released to all successful civil servants by the Civil Service Commission. It is confirmed that the years 2019 and 2020 promotion results will be released in subsequent months. He consequently expressed appreciation on behalf of the Ogun State Civil Service to the Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for the approval of the 2018, 2019 and 2020 promotion despite the harsh economic circumstance of the state. The chairman therefore charged all civil servants to reciprocate the governor's kind gesture by rededicating themselves through improved efficient and effective service delivery to the public. The Southwest Agenda for Ashiwaju 2023 office has been commissioned in Imekwafon local government area of Ogun State. This, according to loyalists, is to canvass for support of the people of the local government for the interest of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to contest for president in the 2023 general elections. Elizabeth Esson, who was at the event held in Imeko town, reports that the 10 wards in Imeko from local government area were adequately represented at the event. Reports.
Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju 2023, acronym SWAGA 2023, is a political movement to build support base for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's anticipated interest to contest for president come 2023 general elections, based on loyalist belief in his vision and political philosophy that prioritize development of human capital and economy. A show of massive support it was, as the people of Imekwafo from all the 10 wards came out en masse to welcome one of the national leaders for Ogun State SWAGA and the Federal Commissioner, Federal Character Commission, representing Ogun State, Right Honorable Abeokuta Akinlade, to the local government for the official commissioning of mobilization office for SWAGA. To some of the loyalists who spoke with Ogtv news crew, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's constituency in progressive politics stood him out as a beacon and rallying figure capable of delivering directional leadership to the country in the next dispensation.
This is time for the Yoruba to put our house together so that we can produce somebody who happen to be the bridge that can connect every one of us together in Nigeria and particularly in Ogun State.
We have confidence in him. I believe he can do it because he did it the other time and he has been doing it and he's going to do it.
We want a situation where someone who has done it before in a mini Nigeria like Lagos State to do it again, for Nigerians.
Addressing the people of Imekwa from Right Honorable Abeokuta Akinlade, a 3-term federal lawmaker, and the Baba Adini of Yewa Land, who also made his intention known to run for the Senate on the SWAGA platform, confirmed that governance cannot be experimented, hence the need for a viable, experienced, and a man who understands the diverse nature of Nigerian economy, which led to the choice of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done it before, and we believe he has the ability, capacity, and ability to do it more. It's more experience than anybody today.
Beneficiaries of various empowerments by Right Honorable Abeokuta Akinlade took turns out to pledge their unalloyed support for SWAGA through him for his various landmark achievements which are visible in Ogun West. Right Honorable Abeokuta Akinlade thereafter led other loyalists for the commissioning of SWAGA Mobilization Office for the people of Imekwafo and its environs. Elizabeth on Ogtv News.
Ahead of the 2023 general election timetable, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is to beam its searchlight on politicians and political parties in a bid to track the source of funds for their campaigns. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu made the plan public at a conference on political campaign finance organized by the Electoral Forum in Abuja. According to Yakubu, the commission will set up teams to monitor election spending ahead of the polls. Represented by Professor Ajayi Kunle, who is INEC's National Commissioner in charge of the Party Monitoring Committee, the INEC boss said the electoral umpire would also monitor the movement of money on election days to tackle vote buying at polling units. Yakubu, who said that with the assistance of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, commercial banks will be mandated to report all suspicious transactions ahead of the election, threatened to prosecute any bank that failed to cooperate. The Redeemed Evangelical Mission TREM Sound of Joy Arena, Ilewiron, Abeokuta, will on Sunday, 23rd of January 2022, hold its annual apostolic visitation with the theme Divine Acceleration. Ministering at the one-day event is the Vice President, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, in the Southwest, Bishop Ruben Uluki of the Redeemed Evangelical Mission, TREM Unikolobo, Abeokuta. Venue of the apostolic visitation is TREM Church Auditorium, Shoyemis Compound, Ilewiron, Abeokuta, beginning from 4 in the evening. A statement issued by the host, Pastor Izinwa, says that the program will usher in prophetic blessings for the new year. We'll now take a break. Join us shortly for the rest of the news. Don't go away. Glad to know that you're still there. The news continues. The UN chief has condemned air raids by the Saudi-led coalition on Sadr City and called for an investigation into the attacks that killed more than 70 people in Yemen. The Secretary General calls for prompt, effective and transparent investigations into these incidents to ensure accountability. A detention entail holding migrants in Sadr City was bombed on Friday. Bashir Omar, a Red Cross spokesperson in Yemen, said rescuers continued to search for survivors. He said more than 100 people had been killed and wounded, according to the Red Cross account. Yemen's Houthis rebels and an aid group on Saturday claimed that the death toll had climbed to at least 82. On foreign news recap, the week began with the return of Ukraine's former president, Petro Poroshenko, returning to Kyiv to face treason charges. Also in the week, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov have held talks in Geneva over Ukraine crisis. Elsewhere, a stampede at a church gathering in Liberian capital Monrovia killed 29 people. And following the recent spike in coronavirus infections, Greece has imposed vaccination mandates for people over age 60. We now serve you details of these on the Foreign News Recap.